Welcome to the Talking with the School of Transportation podcast, presented by Centennial College. With your hosts, Ian Campbell and Harnek. Let's get into it now. Welcome back to the Talking with the SOT podcast. I'm Ian Campbell, and in this episode, we travel to the Ontario Skills Competition, where we're going to interview some students, some competitors, even some faculty. The president of the college stops by the booth and has an interview with us, so I hope you enjoy it. Unfortunately, I couldn't be a part of those interviews as I was judging the competition for the automotive section, but Harnek does a great job, so listen to him. The sound is loud. Now, this event was busy, a lot of people there, a lot of things happening, a lot of skills happening, a lot of noise, so the audio is fairly loud, so bear with us. And at the end of the podcast, we get to interview Dave Weatherhead, who's an associate dean at the college, and he's very involved in Skills Canada as well as Ontario. So he gives us some great insight and some cool interactions that he's had within the skills world. I hope you enjoy it. And again, apologize for the sound, but let's get into it now.
All right, I'm joined by
Chloe.
And you're from what school?
I'm from Le Caron in Penetang.
What grade are you in?
I'm in grade 10.
Grade 10. Awesome. How have you finding the event so far?
Pretty fun. I got here a little earlier. Me and my school were doing the young women's conference, so we just came from that, and that was pretty fun.
Can you tell me what you guys cover in the conference?
We cover just what it's like to be a woman in the trades and what opportunities you can get, and we had a couple speakers, so that was really interesting.
Awesome. Are you interested in any trade in particular?
I am interested in the automotive kind of sector. I like mechanics.
Awesome. You're talking to a licensed mechanic right now.
No way.
Yeah,
cool.
We'll chat a little bit more about that. So what draws you to the trades?
I like being able to work with my hands. I'm good at school. I just don't love writing all that much. I like more actually working with my hands.
Awesome. That's great to hear. And that's very common amongst every technician I ever talked to. So if you're giving that answer, that's great. Has this event sort of changed your perspective of the trades at all?
I've gotten to talk a lot, to a lot of colleges about any apprenticeship programs and any co-ops I could do. So that's been really interesting.
Cool. What's the coolest thing you've seen here so far?
Probably the huge helicopter sitting right in front of me.
Did you get a chance to take a seat inside?
No, I just got here.
Okay, you can hop in the queue and then you'll get to hop in the helicopter
that sounds
later.
Great.
Yeah, awesome. I'm joined by
Craig Stevenson, President and CEO of Centennial College, a college that I call a gem of an institution. And I wish this was being videoed right now because you could see the excitement around us, and our booth is pretty phenomenal this morning.
There is a lot of buzz, and every person I've talked to today, they're drawn in by this helicopter that we have here, and then they get to see all the other trades that they can experience at Centennial College. So what's your involvement with today's event?
So I'm here to get a feel for what's going on, to speak to our team, and to really represent the college as well at a couple of events. Yeah.
Awesome. And that's something I'm seeing a lot here with Centennial. We have a lot of people coming in representing not just professors like myself, members of the institution, but we also even have students here who are volunteering their time. They're so excited about the programs that they're in, and they're trying to draw more people in and showcase what it's really about. It's been a really amazing event. What's your background with the college in terms of how long have you been with us?
So I've been at the college since 2008, first as Dean of Students, then as Vice President, and now for the last 6 years, although it feels longer, President of this college, yes.
Awesome. Well, it was amazing talking to you. Thank you for your involvement here and drumming up the excitement. I've seen,
And can I just say thank you to you, because this is a passion project, and this really sums up why I'm here. I've been at Centennial 16 years. When I first came, I didn't know what a college was because I came from the UK. College system's very different. I thought I'd be here a couple of years and then perhaps go back into what I knew, which was the university system. I've stayed 16 years, and I'm not saying this because we're together right now, because for two reasons. One is access, that we are truly transforming lives and communities through learning. That's our vision, and we live it. And secondly, it's because of people like yourself, the passion for what we do and the commitment to what we do. And you're seeing this today, like you said, there's volunteers, both students and staff, going well above and beyond because they believe in what this college does. And, we're in challenging times right now, but we've got to keep focused on what we do best, and that is nurturing the next generation. And this is more important than ever now when we think about where Canada is with the tariff wars, what's going on over the border, the geopolitics, that a strong Canada, as Alex Usher put it, is a skilled Canada. And this is where you as a professor and everybody comes in at Centennial to make sure we're fulfilling that agenda and ensuring the next generation works towards a far more resilient and stronger nation. So thank you for having me.
Amazing. Thank you. I couldn't have said any of that better. That is awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Cheers.
I am joined by
Nordia King.
And you are an alumni of one of our programs. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
I started Centennial in 2020. I was in the aircraft maintenance program, and I graduated in 2022.
Awesome. And so what are you doing with yourself now?
So right now, I'm an aircraft maintenance engineer at Air Canada, and I'm endorsed on the Airbus 319, 320, and 321.
Awesome. So the, we tend to call it like an aviation program. Is that fair? Yeah, okay, so you did an aviation program, and it sounds like you got a pretty cool gig.
You know what? I think I've been very, very blessed. I was fortunate that I had a lot of amazing professors at Centennial. My first professor actually helped me get my first job before I graduated, so I had a job straight out of graduation.
Amazing. Yeah. Awesome. Can you tell me a little bit about your involvement in today's events?
So today I had an exhibitor booth for Air Canada at the Young Women's Conference. It was about 2,000 students over the course of 2 days. The first day was elementary school, 7th and 8th grade students, all young girls, which was really cool. So in the other building, it's only female students, and they were able to come and ask about the trades and ask about different programs that different schools had. Centennial was over there as well. Today it was the Francophone and the FNMI program as well. So we had a lot of support from different indigenous groups there, and it was just a great day all around.
Amazing. And I've spoken to some of the people who, some of the young girls who attended the conference, and they were ecstatic.
Yeah.
They had a great time. It seems like it's amazing, so informative, and it's showing them a path that they didn't know existed, which
That's
is so
true.
important.
Less than 3% of aircraft maintenance engineers are women. So it made me very happy to come out there and showcase this amazing opportunity that we have. One of the things I liked about Centennial is that when I started the program, I was not the only girl in the program. And from what I've heard, the female intake has increased since then. And the program is one of the best programs that they have out there. So I feel like really fortunate to be able to have said like, oh yeah, I went to Centennial because it has a good reputation.
Amazing. Is there anyone you want to shout out?
Oh, I want to shout out my favorite professor at Centennial, Jessica Burns. She's also my mentor. She does a lot of outreach work with the girls at Centennial, just increasing the awareness of aircraft maintenance for women out there and just representing for the 3%.
Awesome. And I think you're probably doing her a big service as well, because you're back here representing for women in the same thing. So you're taking
kind.
over a very similar role. It's awesome.
I'm trying my best.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. I'm joined by
George.
And you're from what school?
Cardinal Asia.
What grade?
Grade 11.
Grade 11. Okay. So What brought you here today?
It was just a field trip from my school, and it's interested me just because I like to see the trades.
Okay, what's the coolest thing you've seen here today so far?
Probably the robot battles, I think it is.
Oh, there's robot battles?
There's just down over there.
Okay.
There's just robots, and there's two people controlling them, and they're kind of just it looks like they're fighting.
Awesome. All right. So you had mentioned that your dad is in a trade, right?
Yep, he does carpentry, he does painting, he does tiling, everything.
Pretty good career path.
Yeah,
A lot of opportunities.
A lot, yeah.
Is he pulling you into the family business?
He said if I'd like to, but he doesn't mind what I do.
Okay. Of all of the various trades you've seen here, which do you think would interest you the most?
Probably something into auto, and then after would be carpentry.
Awesome. Okay. You want to shout out anybody?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out Victor Tafilo and Carlos Cisneros.
Are these the two guys who were too scared to get on the podcast? All right,
Yeah,
cool.
they're right here.
Awesome. Thanks.
No problem.
And we are joined once again by Mr. Robert Nakishima. How you doing?
Good morning, Harnek. I'm very well.
What are you doing here today?
I'm just helping out at the Centennial College booth, the skills competition, answering questions, directing students.
So what are some of the common questions you get asked?
What is this helicopter doing here?
Yeah, a lot of people. That's the big draw. Everyone loves the helicopter.
Oh, yesterday it was super packed here. It was nonstop lineups for the helicopter, for the video game, for the temporary tattoos.
We got to we're going to give you a Mike Tyson face tattoo.
No.
Oh my God. If they can do that, I'm making them do that on you.
Yeah, I'm not the tattoo type.
Oh,
maybe the temporary
temporary.
tattoo.
We're good.
Yeah, it just washes off with soap and water, they said. So
Yeah.
But actually the basketball, the robotic arm in the basketball hoop was very popular.
Cool.
Yeah, I was surprised. All of these displays were quite popular yesterday. Now, I think yesterday was the middle school, 6, 7, 8.
Yes,
I think
that's right.
Today is the high schools.
That's right.
Yeah.
So what are you expecting for the day?
Probably something similar. I'm not sure about the actual numbers that are coming, but it was super packed yesterday.
Okay.
But it was great though. Great attendance at the booth, and it was really active, and everybody was helping everybody out. It was a fantastic day. Crazy, but good crazy.
Cool. So what we'll do is I'll probably get you to come back at the end of the day and tell me some of the highlights and some of the things you experienced throughout the day. Sound good?
Yeah. I just helping out Centennial. Centennial's been really good to me. I'm glad to be here and help out and give back a bit and so on. And it's a lot of fun, and you get a lot of smiles and
a lot of excited students and even all of the faculty. And I spoke to some of the folks here who are helping us out, and they're current students in their programs, and they're just excited about drawing people into their trades.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So
awesome.
Yeah, you see a lot of the usual faces here. So I'm looking forward to it again today. So, and I'll check out some of the other activities and booths and displays at my lunch break. So
there is a tree over there. I don't know if you see that. Straight that ways, right up to the ceiling.
Yeah.
I guess a fake tree, and they have guys climbing it.
I took a picture of that yesterday of a young student, all in a full harness.
I think
right?
we got to get you up that tree.
Well, I don't want to take it away from some of the students, but yeah, it was very very cool. All the variety of the trades here is fantastic.
And I think that is the I don't want to say the most surprising, but it's almost like overwhelming how many trades there are and the sheer variety of trades that you see here. Anything from hairstylists to aviation to computer technologies or IT stuff. It is pretty amazing.
Yeah. There's some trades here that I didn't even know were trades, like you said, right? I was just in the walking here in the parking lot, and you know those big cranes that are on the back of trucks.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, it's 30 feet high. The crane when it's extended, and then they have a cable down to a 300-pound block of cement, and they have to navigate the block of cement through an obstacle course.
Oh, wow.
Without knocking over the pylons.
Amazing.
And I go, you got to train for that. It's a very precise.
You want someone who's got the expertise.
Yeah. So it's just fascinating to see everything that's going on. The hub of activity here is fantastic.
Yeah, it's starting to buzz, and I think it's going to get even louder.
And the logistics to put all this together is unfathomable. It's so organized, and everything is so well put together, and there's security and parking and the police.
Even just down to the custodial staff keeping this place clean. It's running like clockwork here. It's amazing.
I know. It's unbelievable. It's something that everybody should come and experience. The public's allowed in here. It's free admission. It's free parking. A huge parking lot in the back. It's almost like a quarter kilometer from the entrance. It's huge. So it's great, and we're here for the young students, so it's really great to give them exposure to all this and increase their awareness of all these things, because I didn't know what I was doing when I was in high school.
I still don't know mostly what I'm doing. Most of the time, I'm just kind of winging it.
Yeah, if someone told me that I'd be a teacher teaching automotive subjects, I would have laughed at them. But, here we are, all of us, and, it's the best move I made in my life, and I'm glad to work with, colleagues like you and everybody else here. It's
we're going to cut all that.
Yeah.
That can't be in there. All right. Cool.
Okay, take care.
All right, I'm joined by...
Hi, I'm Malaysia. I'm in grade 9, and I forgot the last question.
What school do you go to?
I go to St. Mary's Own Sound.
Awesome, and you competed today.
Yes, I competed in the robotics tournament where we built 3 robots. One which is fully autonomous, works by itself. One that shoots snowballs, but it wasn't very good, but we did get the intake working, thank goodness. And the last one picked up bricks, blocks, but it did what it could.
Awesome. So what interested you in the trades?
I've always had an interest, but as a girl, I've never felt like I was able to until I went to my robotics club at school, and I was like, oh my goodness, I can do outreach, I can do mechanical, I cannot do code because it's so scary.
Okay, so you've competed today. What grade are you in?
Grade 11.
Grade 11. Will you be able to compete again next year?
I will be, but I think I want to leave the door open for the next generation of kids.
Oh, awesome. Wow, that's so forward-thinking and generous of you. You can help guide them.
I will definitely be doing that because as much as I've been guided, I think things could be tweaked and improved, and I just want to make sure that there's someone there for everyone.
Okay. Have you had a chance to take a look at all the different booths?
I have, and I've got a lot of free stuff.
What's the coolest thing you got?
Okay, my best friend got me this architectural associate shirt, and it's a burgundy, and it's beautiful.
Okay, cool. What's the coolest thing you've seen?
Oh, I love the Milwaukee drills, but honestly, at the Centennial College, the helicopter's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. Everyone's loving the helicopter.
Do you just get to sit in it, or?
You can sit in it. You can hop in it. Yeah, you can hop in the helicopter. Just, you can go up and down, but don't fly around all over the place, okay?
I'll do my best not to.
You want to shout out anyone?
Michael Versava, my mentor.
Awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for chatting. All right, and I'm back with Aaron.
Aaron Schoenmaker, manager of the National Student Recruitment Team here at Centennial College.
Awesome. So we're here at today's event. What's your involvement in today's event?
Oh man, end to end. So myself and my partner in crime, Samir, over there, we take care of getting this set up. So we're participating in the Career Exploration Showcase portion of Skills Ontario, where the faculty and amazing individuals like yourselves help coach the students, and they get the competition side. So we're here to expose as many young people to the different skilled trades programs that we have here at the college, and just help them kind of explore another side to the potential career paths that they could have.
I love how you said that. This is something that's been a repeated thing that I've heard from every student or individual coming in, is the different trades. Is at first everyone thinks, okay, automotive, plumbing, electrician, and that's about it.
Yeah.
And then they see all the other various things here, and it kind of blows their socks off a little bit.
Oh, 1,000%. One of the best kept secrets is the world of trades, particularly in Ontario, and the exposure. I mean, you and I both know because we're involved in it, but there's so much funding and there's so much need and necessity for skilled tradespeople in the province right now. What is it? The average age of a licensed skilled tradesperson in the province is between 55 and 65, so they're getting ready to retire, and we currently don't have enough people apprenticing and training to replace all those that are going to retire. The career paths are amazing. The starting salaries are absolutely stellar. The career salaries are stellar. Not everybody needs to be a doctor and a lawyer to have a wonderful, financially successful, financially secure life.
Absolutely. And what do you feel is the highlight of today's event so far?
Oh man, I mean, by and large, a shameless plug, I'd have to say the Centennial booth, right? So like the helicopter's been really, really popular, but I think overall it's the attendance. I mean, last year they saw around 35,000 people come through the doors over 2 days, excluding participants in the competitions and things like that. And it's been nonstop ever since we got here, since yesterday. And I just think the buy-in from the school boards, the buy-in from the teachers and the guidance counselors to expose all of these students to these amazing opportunities, that's the highlight for myself. Skills Ontario has always held a very special place in my heart. I worked for the organization many years ago, so anytime we have an opportunity to get out here and we can expose these young people, that's the highlight for me, the engagement.
Awesome. That's amazing. And you see it with all the smiles on the faces, and I don't see anyone here who's not enjoying themselves, who isn't having an amazing time. We're also seeing so many volunteers come in, alumni, current faculty members, of course, and then current students that are coming in and want to highlight how amazing their programs are.
Yeah, that was a big difference for us this year, is the faculty involvement, the student participation. Like, we've got aesthetic students over there, and they're giving temporary tattoos. We've got culinary students helping people decorate cupcakes, and our engineering students are helping to showcase this amazing robot that returns a basketball for you. But it's actually in the interactions. They're showing them how to find the waypoints and how to program it. The culture at Centennial, the involvement and the inclusion is just spectacular. I've never seen a more engaged group of individuals, and I've worked for a number of different institutions over my career, and Centennial, I left for a little while, but they brought me right back in because of the culture here.
Amazing. Well, it was great talking with you, Aaron.
Thanks, Harsh. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
All right, I'm joined by Dave Weatherhead, who is a big shot at skills. And I'm here too.
And Ian has appeared.
Finally, at the very end of the episode.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So we're actually recording this after the competition.
Yeah, at the college where it's not as noisy.
Yeah.
I apologize for the audio for the last half hour or so.
Yeah, it's going to be a little loud there, helicopter noises and stuff.
Yeah.
At least you weren't beside the auto collision where they were banging on tins.
We were beside.
They were banging hammers into. They were doing carpentry stuff.
The electrical. They were setting the wires in the 2x4s. So
gotcha.
Yeah, we'll see how it comes out.
A little bit of woodpeckering,
background noises.
So this is the first time, Dave, you've been on. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us your role?
Yeah. So my name's Dave Weatherhead. I'm one of the associate deans here at the School of Transportation. Currently, my portfolio's got automotive, truck coach, heavy equipment, and rail.
You mean everything?
Pretty much.
Yes.
What are we missing out of there?
Yeah.
Not sure. But yeah, I've been at the college for quite some time. Most of my time here has been spent as faculty, but I've been in the associate dean's role now for about 5 years.
Yeah. So what was your favorite? I'll just ask this on a side note, but what was your favorite thing to teach when you were faculty?
I always liked electrical.
Did you?
I two main areas that I've taught in my career here is electrical and steering suspension.
Yeah.
Both have their merits because the steering suspension is often an area where students excel because it's a common spot for them to start off tires,
for sure,
alignments, things like that. But for electrical, it was having them see the aha moments or the proverbial their light bulb turning on.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah.
Because it is a complex subject and it's abstract because you can see brake fluid leaking, you can see movement in a joint, but you don't see electrons leaking when the light doesn't turn on.
Unless you're really good.
I feel like Jay would have a joke about that.
I got the leaking electrons. But it's neat regardless of what subject to see students, all of a sudden get it.
For sure.
Right. That's the defining moment for me. One of the defining moments.
And that kind of leads you into skills, right? I would assume some of those students that really have that aha moment can kind of tackle the skills challenges and kind of lead you that way.
So skills is one of those things that there's different schools of thought with it. Some folks don't agree with it because it's saying it's a dog and pony show. People are looking to whatever. I look at it differently. Is that this is giving somebody an opportunity to put themselves on a stage where they're in competition, and a lot of times that competition, although it's with others, it's their own competition because
for sure
they are challenging themselves. And I would say this for anybody who is in the college or the high school system right now, is if you get the opportunity to go, don't pass it up saying, I've come in last or I'm not so confident. Use it as a tool to forward yourself.
Absolutely.
I'd look at it, talking to a lot of employers in the role that I have, they're always looking for people, and you need a separator for yourself. And this is something, if you're doing this on your own accord and challenging yourself, putting yourself out there, willing to be told where you're wrong and that sort of thing so that you can better yourself, put that on your resume so that you can have, so that an employer can say that you went out and did this to showcase yourself with whatever level of education and skill you have. If I were an employer and two people were equal, I'd take the person that would put themselves out there to challenge themselves.
It shows initiative. It shows drive. 100%. Yeah,
willingness to try.
It's really cool. Yeah. I got to judge this year and last year, and what my favorite part is the high school students that are there. They're like, I haven't touched a meter. I don't know how to use this thing, but they're trying it still and pushing themselves. And at the end, I shake their hand and I'm like, this is awesome. Like, keep going. We want to see you challenge yourself. It just shows that initiative. And next year you come back, you know what you didn't do so well. So
exactly.
I told one guy, I'm like, go to Canadian Tire, buy the cheapest meter and just play with it. Like, you'll get so much better just
if you get zapped
from that.
You're learning.
Yeah, exactly. Don't use electrical sockets, but maybe a battery. Yeah.
It is one of those things to see those aha moments and those learning moments, but it is a fine line as a person who helps organize and design contests. You want to challenge them, but not kill them.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right? You want them to go away thinking, okay, you know what, I got this. I just need a little bit more, as opposed to, what is this?
Yeah.
What have I got? This is not for me. That's not where we want to push that.
Totally.
So it's a balancing act.
Absolutely. One thing I'm sort of curious, or I want to straighten out, I guess. Last time we recorded about skills, we recorded a podcast about Centennial skills.
Yeah.
And this is something that's a little bit different, but it's a sort of pathway or trajectory.
The
So do you want to just
evolution of
explain
things.
how that works?
So I'll go my history of it because I started the college quite some time ago, and in 2001, one of my students had competed at our Centennial contest here and won a berth in the provincial contest. And I had never been, but because I was involved, I was invited to go and went and saw this absolutely grand. At that point in time, it was done at Rim Park in Waterloo. And absolutely grand, like 4 ice pads and a field house and equipment outside and all kinds of all different trades, from floristry, hairstyling, all the way through to heavy
Linemen
equipment. They didn't have that at the time, but because skills has grown almost, I don't want to say exponentially, but it's grown a lot
For sure.
in the years. But just to see all of this, and at that time I went as an advisor. And so I was able to walk around and, through the through the hallways of the different areas because, there's only so much you can do watching your competitor. So, you go break your mind, take a little break off your mind and walk around. But people doing landscaping, building brick fireplaces.
The bricklayer is
it's unreal.
It's fun to watch too. It's really neat.
Yep. All I know is that I would probably have, mortar everywhere.
Yes.
All of these different things that make up skills in general, like our skilled trades in Ontario. It's just so exciting to see. So, I mean, it's been kind of a rich history for me because the year after that is where I was as an advisor as well, and they were needed judges, so they hauled me over the fence and said, "Here you go, you're going to judge." And I'll say from that point on, it was fish on. The hook was was set right for me.
What was that initial feeling of judging? Like, what made you? What set that hook for you?
So at first, when you came over, I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing here. We just prepared skills. That's a little bit incorrect because I did have some knowledge from working at Skills Centennial here. But, you're at the provincial stage. This is the province, right? And so it's competitors from all over the colleges, all the colleges in Ontario, and, of course, the high school system. So it was a little bit daunting. To say the least. But the reality of it is that after that, once you got into it and said, then my mind switched from how can we make this better if I'm allowed back next year, right? And not that it was poor. It's just, much like in teaching, you always go, that lesson was all right, but I can ratchet that up one more click kind of thing. So, and that's where it was born. So after that, because I got to know some of the people that were on the technical committee, I just went to them the next year and say, if there's room, I'd like to be included. And of course, much like all colleges, it's hit or miss whether you're able to go because of teaching schedules or other things. So if somebody expresses to go, you kind of hook them. So it was a double hook. I got hooked and they got hooked. So yeah,
perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So it looks like the progression. If you're one of our students, you would start at Centennial Skills.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you're a Mohawk or Fanshawe, you'd start there. Is that
So the committee that is now the technical committee for auto service is a consortium. So there's about 7 colleges that are involved year after year after year. So each college does a specific station. So that way it doesn't leave all the heavy lifting to one particular college. So as an example, Loyalist College looks after the brake station and Algonquin looks after suspension and we can go down the list.
Yeah.
So the way our progressions here work is those colleges know what it's about. And so some, depending on their size, like we're a large college for apprenticeship and automotive students. So what we have chosen to do is run our own competition to select whatever number of spaces we're granted to in the competition. We'll select our winners. So whether it's gold, silver, and bronze. In past years, it's just been gold. But we will select ours that way. Other colleges, they just poll their faculty, say who's a good candidate.
Okay.
So it's there's no one way to do that.
To get there, really.
Yeah, because if you look at some colleges that might have one intake of level 3s or something like that, where here there's 5, 6, 7 plus MAP students plus
day release,
post-secondary students, night release.
Yeah.
So we have the whole gambit of modalities. So looking at that, we the fairness way for us is if I didn't talk to say you Ian or you Harnek and say who's a good candidate, if I missed you, you could say, oh my, you know what, I had the perfect one.
Yeah.
Well, this is fair and open competition when we do it here, and so most times, our students do well. We've had a number that have gone on to the national competition before from the provincials. So, I think we continue on with what we're doing here because ours does mimic to a smaller degree what is happening.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's one of my favorite days of the year, to be honest.
Jay makes sure I have cookies and we're all good.
It's great.
And again, I see it with the students, and this kind of echoes what you said earlier, those that come back the following year. The first year, maybe they weren't so successful, but the increase in confidence the second year, you see a big change. And that is something that will continue on, especially if they've come back the second year, they've done better. They're now going to see actively
Yeah.
that they've improved. And that's so important because day to day, you don't see the little improvements that you make. But when you compare to a year ago, you really see it.
One of the big things, and I'll give you an example, a student from here, Seton Crawford, back in 2014, was all, I would say not all the rage, but a lot of the faculty on the 930 side here would say, you know, this kid's, he's got it.
Yeah.
So he competed and went to provincials, went to national, won gold at the provincials, went to nationals and won silver.
Oh, wow.
Now the nationals in 2014 were here in Toronto, so the big trip was to the airport.
Yeah.
He didn't get out of the airport. We went to the airport. The following year, he came back, won Centennial, won provincials, and won in Saskatoon.
Okay.
So he came back. So that is exactly, and some candidates do that, you know, and the one big thing that we don't really see here on the judging or the administration side of a skills competition is what it's like to be there with a clock in your face, right? And you're looking at it and going,
I saw it this year. They were sweating, some of those students.
Oh,
yeah, with the drivability.
And then, of course, I get on the mic and say, there's 10 minutes.
Exactly,
And of course, they, right? Yeah. So it's so the progression for here would be if we hold our competition, then they go on to the provincials. And then there's only one spot available from the provincials. So it's the winner of Ontario in post-secondary and the winner of secondary.
Okay.
So they compete together but separate. So the tasks could be different.
Oh, so there's one high school and then one post. Okay.
So at the national level, there's a possibility for up to 26 competitors.
Okay.
One secondary and one post-secondary from 13 provinces and territories.
Awesome.
So this year, the to go on with the sequence is if you win at Ontario and you're eligible to go and your college says that you can go, then we register you for it. It's a quick turnaround. This year was literally 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, and you're off to
Regina. Yeah. Team Ontario leaves on the 26th, which is a week Monday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Any Centennial heading there?
Yep. So we had 8 gold medals at the provincials. Don't have the list in front of me.
That's okay.
One contest, there was not a national competition, so the highest position they could get is gold in the province. But we have, from School of Transportation, we have 2 going, one in auto painting and one in auto collision.
Awesome.
Cool.
So in other schools, there's cloud computing, there's automation and control, there is something else, 3D game art.
Oh, wow.
And graphic design. So there's 7 in total.
Awesome.
And unfortunately, one wasn't able to make it due to prior commitments. So the provincial team had to go to the second place winner, and hopefully they're going. So second place winner was not from Centennial, so I don't know who it went.
Yeah. Yeah, great.
I think that even just highlights the variety of competitions that are happening there. Those the ones that you listed, because we wouldn't think of some of those when we start to talk about trades.
I walked by the 3D animation. I was like, this is cool. And like the timing and
in a day.
They have to pull off and the criteria was really neat to watch. And robotics and there's so much stuff.
So since 2009, I've been on part of the national committee as well. And it's disappointing in a way because once you're within the curtained area here, that's kind of your land for the next X number of days from setup to judging to tear.
Yeah.
And it is unfortunate that there's no time where I can just pop out and go around and see, because it is refreshing to see that, the youth of today are doing this on their own accord.
Yeah.
Right. That there's hope out there, because we often see, youth of today, all they do is head down on their phone.
I would say more than hope seeing some of these students. Like you interviewed a high school girl who was on the robotics team for something, and I haven't listened to the interview yet, but that I kind of set up the interview and then had to go back and judge. But I was
my point.
Yeah. I was so impressed by the way she handled herself as a high school student in this grand stage, and it's amazing to see. And beyond hope, these people are going to run the world with what they do. Yeah. It's so good.
I mean, there is another tier. This year is a world's qualifying year. So gold medal winners, first choice, if they're eligible, they would qualify to be part of Team Canada.
Wow.
And the competition is I think it's in September. If it's not September, it's close. I'm not part of World Skills,
okay,
although I'm wearing the shirt today. But, it's in Shanghai, China.
Oh, wow.
So Canada Canada's done well over the years, but you're talking about the entire planet.
Yeah. Which is a massive scale.
Right. So they'll have the same number of competitors that we had in automotive. We had almost 60 competitors. But they'll have 60 competitors and one from each country.
Yeah.
Now Centennial has had success in 2009 or 10. We had a competitor from Ontario, Ryan Gomes, from Centennial. One at provincials, one at nationals, went to Team Canada. In London, England, brought home a bronze.
Oh, wow.
In 2014, the same year, Seton won the silver. Larry, I think his name was Larry Cameron, won at that and went on and got bronze in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Oh, wow.
And then just a couple of years ago, Malcolm Matwichuk, they had a special COVID edition. And he went to
Zoom. Done over Zoom.
We did one year.
Oh, yeah?
We had the national competition over Zoom.
Wow.
Yeah. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
But nonetheless. And in fact, our student from Centennial Motive Power won gold.
Cool.
Oh, Colt.
Colt.
Yeah. I actually, that's funny. Yeah. I just taught Colt level 3 recently.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Colt was it. And then Malcolm went to Austria.
Oh, wow.
And brought home bronze in heavy
And that was heavy equipment. Yes, I remember that.
So that's a couple of years ago. So
very cool.
If you're ever at for those listening, if you're ever at the campus, right by the cafeteria where the mezzanine is, all of our banners from anybody who's medaled at the national competition, we're running out of walls.
Yeah.
So
which is
a great thing.
Yeah. Very cool. What has skills meant to you over the years? Is there anything that's been really impactful, or just this, just seeing the students, or what is there something that sticks out to you?
So there's several things. One is the students. Like regardless of where I'm judging now in Ontario, because I'm a co-tech chair. I don't do any judging unless we're absolutely necessary, just because of all the administration of everything that needs to go on during the day.
For sure.
But while I was judging, and I've always been a judge at the national competition, and this is year 16 for me, 15, because we missed that year of COVID, the first year of COVID. Mm-hmm. So for me, it's seeing the students in a situation where, I've seen various levels of students over years, or competitors over years, those that this is, I got this, and very confident too. I've never done this before, but I'm going to battle through it. Last year in Quebec City, there was a young lady that I was judging. I don't remember where from, but sat there and struggled, and then dropped that task, went on to another one, finished that task, and came back. And just with that 15, 20 minutes of clear head, carried on, and it went... you got your mind off of it. You got, if somebody gets in your kitchen, it's hard to do. So seeing the students, succeed in that, or, battle through something that's maybe a little bit of adversity to them is cool. But I'll say this from a professional standpoint. For me, one of the key things that I have and you asked personally, is the getting to know colleagues from outside of our school. We have lots of great people here, don't get me wrong. The staff here is phenomenal.
For sure.
And that's why when Centennial showed up to the provincials, I'm like, we're good. But to go and just see what's happening in other provinces and bouncing ideas off of, not only for skills competitions, but just day-to-day operations. And I'll give you an example. A colleague from Vancouver Community College called me up, and I was asking questions about our parts and service program because they wanted to get one off the ground over there. So, shared some ideas and whatnot. So it's that kind of thing to make sure that our trade in not only the city, the province, but now the country is forward moving, because trade's been fantastic to me.
Yeah.
So a lot of that camaraderie and networking is
for sure.
Is a huge
and I have to shout out Eugenio, because he wants to be on the podcast so bad.
From Mohawk.
Yeah.
He barely ran away.
Centennial, yes, but we were trying to hook up over the summer and do a podcast with him, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, Eugenio's we had him in a contract, and then he got a full-time position at Mohawk. Sad to see him go, but happy he's still around.
For sure.
And he's always been very complimentary of what we do here. So that just shows how all of us work together.
Yeah, and I think it's fun to see, because not just, like, obviously we're rooting for Centennial and wanting to see the pride in our school, but you're also seeing other colleagues wanting that same goal. Like, I think of Ray and Eugenio, some people that I've talked to, and they're like, yeah, I really want to see them do well. What are you doing in this program? How are you making this better? And it's just fun to chat and kind of get, And
albeit off topic, that was the benefit of when we had our provincial PD conferences.
Okay.
That was the same sort of thing. At the end of the school year, you go and you listen to new technologies from suppliers and vendors, and then just over pizza and a beverage, you have a conversation that goes, I got something new for next year, and because they're doing it over here, I didn't think of it, but wow,
let's give it a go.
Changer.
Yeah, and hopefully that happens again in the future. We'll see.
I will push for it. It's something that I push for skills, as you both of you know,
sure.
and that's my. If there's going to be a legacy around Centennial, that's for me. That's probably going to be it. But I also have pushed this seat at the PD conference because there's so much value in that, and the reality of it is, it's to just be with like-minded people when the school year's over, and there's that.
Where there's no pressure on you essentially.
No pressure, and it's just a feel-good thing to start the holidays.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you have a funny story from skills, whether it's any level that you can think of that would be an interesting thing, or that somebody did that was brilliant, or something? A unique story. Okay, funny. I figured you'd have a funny story.
I'm going to go with funny. So national competition in Edmonton 2012.
Okay.
I am judging at the transmission station, and there is I forget the model, but it was probably like a T5. It was a manual 5-speed manual transmission, probably a T5. And I get this, for protection of privacy, I won't say what it is, but we get this student from a northern part of Canada, and find out through just talking with him that, as we talked earlier, this person was just tapped on the shoulder a couple of weeks ago and said, hey, do you want to go to Edmonton?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they get to Edmonton, and they're really not prepared.
Yeah.
But the young fella had such an attitude that it was just, it was sad because he was put in that situation, but it was funny because of how he handled it.
Okay.
Right. So he's doing all these paperwork. So we have the paperwork, and the paperwork and questions match the unit on the bench.
Yep.
And so one of the questions was, this transmission makes noises in all gears except fourth. What is your diagnosis? And he writes, stay in fourth gear. It goes on.
Oh boy, he's not wrong.
Sounds like some text I know.
So it goes on, and I forget the other question. It says, what would you need to replace to fix whatever that particular question? He says, and I quote, because I've never forgotten it, the schnooter connected to the whatchamacallit is shot.
He had to get marks. You gave him marks.
I nearly fell off the bench marking it, I'll tell you that. But you may have thought that was over.
Okay.
So he went on to the suspension station next.
Okay. Yeah.
And I will never forget this. So they've been asked some information about tires, UTQG, speed rating, blah, blah, blah. So What is the speed rating of this tire? No clue. Warp speed. so this guy had these little tidbits and all these things, but you know what? He handily thought, you know what? I'm here in Edmonton. I'm out of my parents' basement.
Yep.
And you know what? Somebody paid for me to go. I'm going to just have some fun. And you know what? It got us laughing. And that created a relationship with the kid for the 2-day competition. Sure. And you just thought, you know what? All right, we'll make sure that this works for him as much as it works for us.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's been some funny ones. There's there's been some sad ones at Rim Park in Waterloo. When it was there, we had a young girl that was out of her league, just kind of the same situation, and she was crying sitting on one of the benches.
Yeah.
And so we went and talked to her and said, you know what, don't think of this. And she came up afterwards after finishing the competition and said, you know what, you inspired me to carry on with this.
That's great.
It's the competition doesn't define me.
For sure.
And so that's a feel good moment for us to make sure that somebody didn't just walk away and sit in a corner and said, you know, you've killed me.
And that's, I'd say, what you're looking at, the people who are involved.
Yes.
And
that's
the
where I was gonna
judges.
go
It's
to.
not just, okay, we're going to mark a sheet and this is how you did. It's about making connections and reaching
and
out.
caring and
absolutely.
wanting to see people do well. And I think that's what makes it a great event.
And you having judged, both of you having judged here and at the provincials, you know that some of these students have worked very hard to get themselves to this point. And so one of the things that I want to make sure is I don't miss things. So for a couple of years now, I've judged at the suspension station of the Nationals. And we have them do some work. And, of course, the vehicle's in the air and whatnot. And you see some judges just leaning on the fender and whatnot. It's not my style. So I get on a creeper. I'm underneath the vehicle with them. And I say, you know what, for the next 2 hours, I am your new best friend. And a lot of, you know, and they come up with stuff. Some don't want to talk, and that's fine. That's your jam. That's fine. But others, you know, you find out that their brother was a technician, their brother did this, their sister is that, their family has a garage, their family has a farm, you know, whatever it happens to be. So it's kind of neat to meet people. Yeah. And as both of you know, I'm very shy. I don't like to talk at all. So.
It'll just be 15 minutes. 28 minutes later, we're
28 days.
I got a quick 5.
Awesome. Anything else about skills or anything like that? I think that ties it all in pretty well.
It's been a love of my life. It is a labor of love. There's a lot of work, a lot of hard work, a lot of long hours. But you know what? At the end of the day, putting on something that's fair. Yeah. And that's the key. As long as it's fair, your talents will shine. The students' talents will come out. And so, you know, that's been something that I've always enjoyed about it, is that we make it fair, so that, you know, the best person does come out on top, right?
And I would say, like, I know from Centennial, I ran the electrical the last couple of years, and making that was fun. Like, it pushes you, and you've done the same thing with the York skills as well as SSB.
New York skills as well.
Yeah, and it's just fun to try something, and sometimes it doesn't work very well, but then, you know, next year it's like, oh, let's give this a go.
When we used to do the Toronto skills, we used to bug the Volkswagen, and that would be, you know, we'd set hours aside just to go and say, what can we do? You know, and so you're right, it is fun to see, but you know, that care and concern is there to make sure that it's not too much, or it's not too little, that it's a walk.
Too easy.
And the scale, like the scale, to have a scale of like, here's some easy things that you should get a walk in the park, but then there's going to be a tough one too, and it makes it a fun thing to do.
As long as it has a balance, right? You know, so I've always, even in writing tests for students in a class,
100%.
I've always had, you know, questions, different taxonomy questions like this. You should get this. This is simple recall, and then there's
I usually do that with,
and then there's the one that I call them the separators. If you know this, you really know your stuff.
I do that. I say easy, medium, hard. I have a whole bunch of medium. I have a few easy, and I have a few hard, and it balances all out. And those people that can get the hard ones, they've got it.
But again, like any test, any skills competition, as long as they've all had the same information.
Absolutely.
This is like one of the things we do in suspension is, in past years, there's been alignments. And if you're familiar with a Hunter, and then are given a Hoffman, or something else. So the orientation night, what we do is we run a for all competitors a kind of little, here's how the machine works.
Oh, that's great.
Nice. Yeah.
Right. So the machine isn't the reason you didn't do well.
Yeah.
Here's get
Or the
comfortable with it.
machine isn't the reason you did exceptional because oh, that's fantastic. The same machine I have in my shop. I've used it for years. Okay, great. But now it will try to level or even the playing field.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I love it. Dave, thanks so much for doing this. Last year we had some of the skills high ups, I guess you could say, for Skill Ontario.
Ian Howcroft.
But
That's right.
Ian and Bill Cucci and a few of the other guys that were part of it at Skills, and it was loud too.
Yeah.
Also, those lawnmower guys outside. We'll see how that picks up. But yeah,
I'd rather the lawnmowers than the snowplows.
that's true. That's true. We'll take that.
I'm surprised not the exhaust from our students.
That's true too. Yeah, running right down
Warden Road.
Yeah.
Yet.
Give it a few minutes.
That's true. Awesome.
Yeah,
Well, thanks.
be 500 hasn't started.
That's true. Thanks so much for joining us. I look forward to just to getting to know you podcast at some point too, about teaching and you know
your history here, a little bit more about your role and
lot.
And I will say I appreciate your temperament and personality as somebody learning from a leader per se, because you know.
And I will say, I think you're kind of just meh. We'll balance it out.
I was going
we talked
for
about
meh.
leveling.
Yeah. Nailed it.
Sorry, I did. All right. And I think this is the end of the episode. So we'll see what Talking with SOT is named in the future, because this is our 10th episode for the second season.
Oh, is this our 10th episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we may have to
Champagne pop?
We may have, are we allowed to have that here?
No.
Okay. Sparkling grape juice. That was a test. You failed. Yeah. So until next time.
Thanks for listening. This has been the Talking with SOT podcast with Harnek Gill and Ian Campbell. Thanks for listening.